Vanguard cards have three types of abilities: Act, Auto, and Con. We'll be going through them one by one in this video. The first ability is Act, which is short for Activated Ability. Act abilities can be activated multiple times as long as the player can pay for its cost, but these can only be activated during the main phase. The only time it can't be activated more than once is when the ability says so, or there is a once per turn box beside it. An example is Prismagica Willista. As long as she has a True-Hearted Ruby and Soul that she can Soul Blast, she can keep on performing the first skill and keep on adding 15,000 power to herself. But once she runs out of the True-Hearted Ruby and Soul, she can no longer perform the skill. The same goes for the second skill. As long as she has a Everlasting Sapphire and Soul to Soul Blast, you can keep on performing the skill. Next up is Auto Abilities, which is short for Automatic Abilities. These are automatically activated once the specified condition is met. If you're in the middle of resolving an ability and the condition of another auto ability is met, you first have to finish the ongoing ability and then you can activate the latter ability. Just keep in mind, whenever you start an ability, you have to finish resolving it before performing other abilities. If multiple auto abilities activate at the same time, the player can choose which ability to activate first, and then the rest of the abilities go on standby. When resolving auto abilities with costs, the player performs all the actions before the cost. The point beyond the cost is optional, so the player can decide whether or not they want to pay the cost. If they do, they continue performing the actions of the ability. For auto abilities with once per turn box, you can choose whether or not to activate the effect, even when the conditions are met. A minor wording that's easy to go by in choose abilities is the word up to. Having the wording up to in the ability makes it optional. It's optional since you can choose to choose 0. But if it doesn't say choose up to and it only says choose a card or choose 1, choose 2 without the up to, it's mandatory if it's automatic effect. But having the word up to makes it optional since you can choose to choose 0. The last is Cont, which are continuous abilities. When conditions of these abilities are met, the effect is active continuously. In other words, it's a lingering ability. An example of this is Majesty Lord Blaster. In his first skill, it says Cont if your soul has a Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark and Soul. This unit gets plus 2000 and plus 1 critical. So as long as you have a Blaster Blade and Dark and Soul, Majesty Lord Blaster is 15,000 power and 2 critical, active even on your opponent's turn. That's pretty much it for the abilities in Vanguard and their basic rulings. Thank you for watching.